One.
Welcome back to another episode of our podcast, No Mute Button. In this episode, we'll talk about the Kawhi trade and its effects and how it'll impact the NBA and some other.
We'll also talk about the standing predictions for the next season. There's been a lot of changes this offseason, and we'll see how this plays into the next season in the standings.
Alright, so first, let's simply lay out the trade. I believe
it was Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green for Jakob Poeltl, DeMar DeRozan, and
First round
a
pick.
like a protected pick, right?
Yeah,
It's like-
a heavily protected pick, yeah.
I think it's like if it's 1 through 20, it goes back to the Raptors, and then if that happens, the Spurs get 2 second-round picks. So that's basically the trade.
Alright, so first of all, Kawhi, we both know he has no interest. We all know he has no interest in playing in Toronto, so it's a very risky move for them. So,
But
Jason,
right now we don't even really know though, because he's been pretty bipolar so far. He said that I don't want to play at Toronto, and now he's like, I feel a little bit of interest in playing in Toronto, so I don't even know right now. Kawhi's a very interesting person, and he can't make up his mind.
yeah. So, also DeMar DeRozan, we have all seen or at least know how he feels about this disloyalty to him. He feels as if he's been very loyal to Toronto because back in last free agency, he could have left to join the Lakers, but he didn't, and he decided to stay with the Raptors, even though less marketable team. But he just wanted to stay loyal, and now they're just being disloyal to him, and yeah, that just all around.
I think that they're trying to go and rebuild because Kawhi's contract's up next year, and if he leaves, then they have a fresh slate of a lot of salary cap, and then they can get a pretty good pick. So I think they're just trying to rebuild. The team they had before didn't work out, and now it's kind of a restart button for them by trading DeMar.
But I do think if they do make it to the finals or win a ring this year, then that could convince Kawhi to stay. So maybe they won't have to rebuild. And because as soon as they made that Kawhi trade, their chances of making the finals and winning it all, it went up dramatically.
But even that happens, even if they somehow make it to the finals, I still can't really convince myself that Kawhi would stay. Just because he's really set on LA. Either if it's the Lakers or Clippers, I think that his whole his uncle and then his camp basically wants him in LA, and I don't think that one good season in Toronto is gonna.
Maybe not. Maybe. Well,
Yeah.
what's your input on this?
His Jordan contract is gonna go. Is gonna
What?
run off soon, or it's gonna be. Yeah. So.
No, and Jordan doesn't want to re-sign him because I think the
Exactly.
controversy surrounding Kawhi lately, they're feeling that Kawhi gives them negative press, and I don't think that they want Kawhi anymore. So maybe he's gonna sign a big baller brand. Nobody knows.
But that Jordan brand will expire that contract, and he won't resign. And he wants that shoe
Alright,
deal. He
also,
wants that
let's talk
moolah.
about the risks this takes for San Antonio, because San Antonio easily could have traded Kawhi to the Lakers and had a fresh start with possibly
you heard Magic Johnson though. They clearly wasn't interested in giving up too much assets to get Kawhi. I think that the Spurs really wanted to develop players, someone that can still make them relevant in the West. So they traded him for DeMar instead of someone like Josh Hart and 2 picks.
I think that Magic Johnson, what his mindset was here was that he thinks that very strongly, or he has to know something about Kawhi, signing a deal with him or something. Because if he didn't trade for Kawhi,
But then you can also say the same thing about Paul George though. He believed that Paul George was going to go there, and then how did that turn out?
Paul George. He didn't care about the
Paul
Lakers.
George.
He didn't want to feel bad for Russell Westbrook. That's all. It was Russell Westbrook.
That's just because, first of all, because of Dwayne Wade's influence on Paul George's decision, And
Oh
also,
no, but then Magic's really convinced that Paul George was going to be in LA, and then in the end, like he didn't even get a meeting with Paul George in like free agency. So that's pretty
well, that
concerning.
can also be attributed to Paul George's stupidity, I think. Um, yeah, I just have to say it. If you don't want to play with LeBron, unless you're Kyrie Irving and you go to a team like that, a team like the Celtics that has.
But what we learned throughout the summer is that a lot of players don't want to play with LeBron. There's a lot of pressure to play with LeBron because you're gonna get all the blame.
But most of those people want to be their superstar of their own. Like Kawhi, he said that he wants to go to the Clippers because LeBron's in the Lakers, and like he doesn't want to be second.
But there's Chris Paul could very well go to the Lakers and play with LeBron instead of James Harden, but he chose to stay in the Rockets. I mean, I think there's a good reason.
Well,
I would rather play with
the
LeBron.
Lakers weren't trying to pursue Chris Paul, and all he really wanted was max.
No, they were just trying to get any star players. Like they tried going after Cousins, and Cousins, of course,
had to be
Yeah.
He doesn't care about
the best
anything.
replacement for Donovan Pachulia.
Anyways, the Lakers got a meme team that's making it to the finals no matter what.
Next season's gonna be a wasted season, and then we all know it's gonna be the Warriors versus Celtics or Raptors, and then the Warriors can sweep the finals.
This is another wasted season down in the drain because of the Warriors.
But what? But imagine if somehow Kevin Durant gets injured, and then DeMarcus Cousins doesn't play as good, and then they miss the finals, and then Kevin Durant leaves next year. That would be an entertaining storyline.
I hope that happens.
I feel like Kevin Durant's going to leave. All of his online stuff that's happening around, like the CJ McCollum, then he's roasting 17-year-olds on Instagram. All of this, I feel like it's going to lead to Kevin Durant leaving the Golden State next summer.
I mean, yeah, it sort of seems like he's been kind of insecure about his decision to the Warriors and the hate he's getting for it. But that same thing happened to LeBron. It just takes time to really adjust to the hate.
But do you feel like he's gonna leave though? In your opinion, Shayan?
I mean, I think that he's gonna stay with the Warriors for at least 5 championships.
Yeah, because he wants that rings. That won't matter.
But I think that at this point in his career, he's gonna be a future Hall of Famer, a top 20 player of all time, and his legacy's almost set. Why not just go to another team that pays you the most money, gives you the most potential to, kind of clear his bad name around the internet, and then I guess that once he wins a ring on that team, he's gonna be,
It's like LeBron.
What do you suggest?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of teams a team where another superstar could join him, sort of like what LeBron did in Miami. I don't know, maybe the Knicks.
No, LeBron went there after Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
No, but there's a lot of Kevin Durant Knicks rumors though. I heard they might get Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant to pair up with Porzingis. That's a pretty deadly trade.
What the frick?
Yeah. Also, if Kevin Durant were to leave, I think it would be pretty interesting if he were to go to Washington.
Well, the Washington, they don't really have that cap room, though. They overpaid a bunch of players.
They could do a sign-and trade with Otto Porter. I mean, the Warriors don't care about money at this point.
Yeah, getting Otto Porter kind of doomed them because
but they're paying John Wall $40 million until 2021, and they're paying Bradley Beal a good chunk of cash as well. So I don't think that is a really realistic option for Kevin Durant at this point.
I just think it would be interesting if he went there.
And I don't think that Kevin Durant has that connection to the hometown as LeBron did with Cleveland. Kevin Durant barely mentions Washington ever, and LeBron was all about going home and winning a championship for his hometown. So I think it's a different scenario.
How about he goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder?
But do they want them though?
Actually, never mind. Nobody wants him there.
Actually, if you think about it, these fans are actually pretty retarded. If you
Yeah,
think
they are
about
pretty
what
retarded.
LeBron did with Cleveland, he left 4 years
No,
later.
like
came
let's
back.
not even compare that. But I like how like all of these fans, especially LeBron supporters, still cling on to the fact that Kevin Durant left. Like, just get over it at this point. Like LeBron got swept this year, got pretty much swept last year. Like, there's not much for you guys to say.
Thank you, J.R. Smith. Thank you, Kevin Durant. My message to you guys. Thank you for ruining LeBron.
Yeah. Let's also talk
Like,
about some.
These LeBron fans are making players suicidal. Like, just think about that. Like, you guys have a more negative impact than Kevin Durant does.
Let's talk about some other NBA news.
Like, are we going to do the standings thing today? The standings prediction? Because I think
mean,
that
Oh
this
yeah,
is.
of course. Yeah, let's start with that and then move on to something.
Actually, let's do a pretty big news. Clint Capella re-signed with the Rockets. He was pretty stupid. So he pretty much got like a $20 million a year contract for 4 years. In the beginning of the summer, he declined that, and then he just became like a free agent. Right? He could have just opted in and become a free agent, even though he's restricted. So, but then now he gets like a $15 or $16 million 5-year contract. So he basically lost out on like $16 million. Pretty stupid of him.
He still gets a lot of money. He's in a long term though.
But imagine if you were an NBA player and you lost 16 million. Like, that's pretty stupid.
What do you mean 16 million? Like,
Isaiah Thomas can do pretty good. Like, he would be really glad to take that 16 million.
Oh yeah.
So-
Speaking of the Isaiah Thomas going to the Nuggets,
Pretty good fit, if you know what I mean.
I think it's a good fit because they're pretty good.
Well,
Right
like,
now.
Isaiah's basically a Nugget, and then Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
it'll
And,
be another scoring
I
option
like
for
to see what
Jokic.
him, Jokic, and Gary Harris and Jamal Murray, and Paul Millsap, of course, what all of them can do, and Wilson Chandler, I believe.
No, didn't they get rid of Wilson Chandler?
No, they traded him to 76.
Oh yeah.
They also got rid of Kenneth Fareed, which is a good thing.
Which was a smart
Wait a
move,
second. I need to do something.
Anyways,
So, also we can talk about the the trade between the Clippers and the Wizards.
Austin Rivers.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody wants to talk about Austin.
we already
Rivers.
know Doc Rivers must be super pissed that he got demoted and then his son gets traded. But honestly, this doesn't really impact the NBA, but it can impact both teams because DeAndre Jordan, we all know he finally made his way to Dallas after getting left by both Blake Griffin and CP3, even though they held him hostage.
It's not Blake Griffin's fault.
And I like what the Clippers are doing with their rebuild. It's not a rebuild, but they're rebuilding while staying competitive. Because they had above a 500 record. They definitely would have been in the playoffs in the East, I believe, and they were the 10th seed somehow. And they're staying competitive, but they're getting good picks, so they can jump right back into the playoff contention.
Let's talk about half man, half amazing.
Vince Carter.
He's not a ring chaser.
He's just half man right now, so
he's not a ring chaser like all these other old people. It's like respect to him.
Right? I don't understand why he would join the Kings, the Hawks, the Grizzlies.
Hey, that's major respect though.
These three teams are nowhere near making the finals anytime soon.
Wait, that's respect though on Vince Carter for not, being like a David West.
No, he's just trying to get one more year in his career, like boost his stats up, like teach some young players.
I mean, there's not really a point. He could just go to the Warriors, get a championship, while also being a decent.
I mean,
player.
respect on him though. Like, I think that he's not the type of guy to ring chase. It's not like some people in the NBA.
I think a player like him, such a great career, but he did kind of underachieve if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
He really needs something to just put by his name.
A top 10 shooting guard. Do you guys agree with that?
There's a lot of great shooting guards.
That's a fair statement, right? Top 10 shooting guard of all time.
Wait, is he shooting guard or small forward?
I mean, you can consider him as both, but
no,
I
he's
think
now
that
plays
he's a
small
shooting guard.
forward.
If he's a shooting guard, then I don't consider him top 10.
How about small forward?
Not even.
Consider him
There's
as
not even Scotty.
If I consider him a small forward, let me check. All right, so there's
you guys
LeBron.
But you guys almost consider Manu Ginobili as a top, like, something shooting guard. Top 10, I think.
No, not top. He's not top 10, but Manu is close to top 10.
Yeah, top
Vince
20.
Carter is definitely better than Manu.
Yeah, so.
Oh,
Vince Carter would probably be very close to top 10, but I don't necessarily think he is because of. There are great shooting guards, but he might be in top 10 because if you think about Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, even
like, those are more point guards, right?
Like shooting guard, they're listed as point guards, so Vince Carter could be top 10 if you think about it, depending on where you put Jerry West and Oscar Robertson.
So, what other news? The 2K ratings this year has been really bad, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about that. So you have Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, and Jason Tatum at 87, 3 rookies, or sophomores if you consider this year, and then you give Kemba Walker at 86.
Yeah, that is just why one has been a multiple-time All-Star, I believe, or a one-time All-Star, and 3 of them are soft. Like, come on.
And you give Karl Anthony Towns at 91 overall. You give, like, Paul George, Damian Lillard, 89, 90 overall. It's like, Karl Anthony Towns didn't show up at all.
They basically said Karl Anthony Towns is a better center than DeMarcus Cousins, and I don't even know if Karl Anthony Towns is a top 3 center in the league.
Karl Anthony Towns has been highly overrated the last few years. Like,
yeah, I believe
he's a good player, but then every time, like, you know, those big moments, he's not the person that shows up for the Timberwolves overall.
He can't play defense.
Jimmy Butler has been so much more important for the playoff run of the Timberwolves this year than Karl Anthony Towns. And Karl Anthony Towns, like, 2K is making him seem like the best center, which he's clearly not.
If you want an all-star worthy center, they need to at least play some, like, defense somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Karl Anthony Towns versus...
If Joel Embiid is lower than Karl Anthony Towns, I'm refusing to buy the game.
Yeah. Joel Embiid is the best center in the league. Like,
if DeMarcus wasn't injured.
Or maybe Cousins, like, pre-injury Cousins.
DeMarcus or Joel.
Yeah.
And also, how do you feel about Anthony Davis and Kawhi being the same overall? Because I might consider
Anthony Davis deserves to be higher. Like, Kawhi didn't even play a game last year. That's how you should consider it, right?
I would tie Anthony Davis with Steph Curry as the 3rd best player in the league.
Ooh.
So it's LeBron, Kevin Durant,
and then
Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, like, they're tied, right? And then James Harden, Kawhi. Yeah.
No, I have Kawhi, then James Harden, then Westbrook.
But y'all have to know that the MVP always gets, like, an overall boost, right? Like, 1 overall, 2 overall boost.
That's true.
Then LeBron's still in
but,
98.
Anthony Davis, I don't agree with his I think at least a 95.
Yeah.
What is it?
And this
I mean, Curry always gets 96 overall, though. Like, in all the 2Ks, he gets, like, a 96 overall.
That's a special number.
You can also predict where now Curry and Durant are probably going to be. I think Curry probably 95, Durant maybe a 96.
Yeah, and LeBron, 99, in my opinion. It's like,
it's a 98.
You know, but, like, if, honestly, though, he should get, like, a 99, just because how good he was last season.
That's true, and his 2K, and he's the 2K cover athlete.
Yeah.
Legend.
Carmelo Anthony finally left OKC. OKC can go win a championship now. Or go deep in the playoffs.
Totally. They can win a championship with Paul George and Russell Westbrook.
It's better than Paul George.
No, yeah, they can win a T-League championship.
It's better than having those two instead of Melo.
Melo was bad on the team, but he wasn't so bad that if they removed him, they still would have won.
Dennis Schroeder's an upgrade, though. Y'all have to agree that Dennis Schroeder is better than Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
Probably now, maybe, yeah.
But that's not a good fit though, because they already have a really good point guard, and Raymond Felton's not bad as a backup. I mean, he might
Carmelo
eat your
Anthony
bench,
earned
but
$28 million by doing nothing for the OKC and is gonna earn another $3 million or $2 in Houston.
I mean, he's like they needed a small forward in Houston. Houston has had a pretty rough free agency. They got rid of Trevor Ariza, Luke Mbamute, my favorite player.
Oh yeah.
It's been rumored that that the Rockets' chances have decreased because they signed Melo.
But they're still going to be in the conference finals over the Lakers. Like, I don't think that the Lakers are going to make it that far in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have
Even though I know both of you are Lakers fans, but
Yeah,
like,
I'm
LeBron, Michael Beasley, Rajon Rondo, Lance Stevenson, like that's not a very promising team.
Unless
right
playoff
there.
Michael Beasley shows up, there's no way they're gonna get past or go to the conference finals. That's all I gotta say. Playoff Beasley.
Honestly,
But that's just like you're relying too much on like busts, like just like overall busts of a player.
I honestly like Michael Beasley. Like many people.
I like him, but like he's better on a bad team. Like he looks much better on a bad team. When he's on a good team, you just blame him for everything because like he makes those stupid mistakes.
This is what many people have said about Michael Beasley. He's Kevin Durant, except he can't make his jump shots.
Isn't that
and no defense?
I agree with that statement.
Isn't that Brandon Ingram?
And he's addicted to weed.
They're both.
He makes the right moves. He has the post game. He has all the crossovers, but he just can't make that mid range like KD.
Oh, Michael Beasley. Wait, isn't Brandon Ingram Kevin Durant without a jump shot right now?
Yeah, what team was Michael Beasley drafted on? Because they could have gotten much better, like Russell Westbrook or something.
Pretty sure he played for the Heat.
I don't know, actually. All I know is he was drafted second.
Yeah, because I think that he was in the Derrick Rose draft, and then they had also Russell Westbrook.
And Kevin Love was at 5th.
Yeah. And OJ Mayo.
Oh yeah, of course, you know.
Poor man's Kyrie.
Poor man's Kobe.
So he was drafted by the Miami Heat.
Ah, yes. I do remember. So now let's go into the standings.
What? Oh, standings? So, do you want to do the Eastern Conference?
What the frick? Okay, yeah. First seed, Boston Celtics. Second seed, I don't know. I mean, the Celtics, if they're healthy, they're going to be first seed. Raptors second. The Sixers third.
I agree.
What other? I need to see the teams.
No. Bucks are pretty promising.
Bucks.
Coach.
There's the Bucks, the Pacers.
The Knicks. No, I'm just kidding.
Wizards, yeah.
Wizards.
Maybe the Bulls.
No way.
Okay. Not living.
No way.
The Knicks look promising until Kristaps.
Hey, let's say about this. Like, we need to say how overpaid
the
Zach
Miami
Levine
Heat.
was.
The Miami Heat.
How what?
How overpaid Zach Levine was.
Oh, that is kind of true. For his injury.
Of course it's true.
Yeah, he got paid like $21 million for basically
20 for 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave the Bulls a tough situation where he was promising enough for the Bulls to keep, but like the Kings.
Was just
I just it still kind of shocks me why the Kings would want Zach Levine though. They already have a good shooting guard in Buddy Hield,
but
who's the next Stephen Curry, right? So
the Kings, they just want him to like pay Zach Levine more.
Because if you see Levine, right? He said that he was mad that the Bulls didn't offer him a contract first. So I think that if the Bulls actually offered him a contract worth less money, but earlier, then I think he would have re-signed with.
But he was a restricted free agent. Like if for restricted free agents, you just wait until someone offers them a contract, or else you can get him on a very low deal. I think that's like the smarter move, right? Like try to make the contract as low as possible.
Yeah.
But I like that Jabari Parker signing as well.
Yeah, because now their starting lineup, although it can't play any defense whatsoever, other than Chris
Wendell
Dunn.
Carter. And Wendell Carter.
Wendell Carter, yeah, in college, great defender, but it's going to take him some time to adjust to the NBA, and rookies usually don't play amazing.
I mean, he does have the
But he and
athleticism.
but like
quickness.
I heard like both he and Kevin Knox has been really well in the G League. Like they were looking like they were like beating second or third year players like Dragon Bender and stuff.
Well, that's Dragon Bender, like, come on.
Yeah, that's a cool name. Though. Yeah, you can't lie.
Cool name, bad player.
So let's do the West Conference standings now.
Golden
I guess.
State Warriors first seed, Rockets
Warriors,
second.
then I think the Warriors, and then the Warriors.
Rockets, and then
The
Lakers.
Warriors and the Rockets, then I think not the Lakers.
What do you think about
maybe
it?
the Thunder. Maybe the Thunder. Maybe.
The Thunder, they're gonna be inconsistent either way.
I think the Blazers are gonna fall off a bit this year.
They are.
But I don't think they won't. They won't miss the playoffs. But I think the Pelicans will miss the playoffs. In my opinion.
No. The
Nah.
Pelicans did.
Lost Cousins, Julius Randle, like he's only good on the Lakers because that whole team was pretty bad.
But the thing is, even if they lost Rondo, he only did really well in the playoffs, so it's gonna only hurt them in the
Actually,
playoffs.
yeah. When you think about it, the Pelicans, they could drop out because the Nuggets, right? They were out of the playoffs. They got
Michael.
obviously they've gotten better, of course, and hopefully Paul Millsap won't be injured for more than half the season, and I think that's the main reason why they missed the playoffs over the Timberwolves.
The Jazz could make.
Actually,
are
I
gonna
would
make
see
it to
the
the playoffs.
Timberwolves making the playoffs over the Pelicans. The Pelicans actually have chemistry and they know what they're doing.
How about the Nuggets though? Do you think the Nuggets will make it?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Instead of the Timberwolves, it will be the.
I
The
think the
Nuggets.
Nuggets actually still probably will make it though, just because like Paul Millsap and his injuries, like you don't know about him.
The Grizzlies.
But I
they-
think this year could be Jokic's breakout year.
okay.
Jokic has been breaking out like every season. I think that like at one point he has to kind of settle down to like a 20-point, like 10 rebound type of guy.
Yeah, but he hasn't reached that 20-point mark yet, so I think this is his season to finally do it.
But I think like the problem Jokic is with a lot of the Bulls players, like no defense whatsoever, and if you can't play defense, they're just gonna attack the rim, and he's gonna get exposed every time.
Yeah, but it's like the Timberwolves situation. They hid Karl Anthony Towns by pairing him with a good defender in Taj Gibson. Paul Millsap is a good defender.
Yeah, so that it depends on Paul Millsap's health. If
Yeah.
Paul Millsap can stay healthy, and they also lost Wilson Chandler, a person that like gave him a lot of scoring off the bench and stuff.
Yeah.
What other news are there?
Oh, we're still on the standings. Okay.
Where?
I got one team,
Standings,
one dark horse team. The Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Jaren Jackson Jr. looks pretty good.
They could be like bottom of the West or out of the playoffs, for all I know.
I think that like they relied too much on like scrub players though. Like last year, they have like a few really good players, like Mike Conley and
Their
Marcus Gasol. But other than that, like their roster has a lot of holes still. Like the bench is pretty bad.
yeah, the depth is
They
pretty
lost
bad.
Tyreek
but,
Evans.
Oh, yeah, also about Tyreek Evans going to the Pacers. The Pacers, they lost Lance, of course, to the Lakers, but they replaced him with Tyreek, who I think is a better acquisition.
I mean, Lance gives them a lot of the intangibles though. Like he's kind of the leader, the main player on the Pacers ever since Paul George left. He's their franchise. Like he's not the franchise guy, but he's like the player that everybody looks up to because he's been on the Pacers for a while.
he's like
now.
a Derek Fisher type player.
Yeah, sort of.
I understand, but Tyreek, he had the best year of his career since his rookie season, which was one of the best rookie seasons of all time. And he almost averaged 20 points per game. So I think if he brings to the Pacers, and hopefully they play him at the point guard position because that's where he really excels. I think the Pacers could be third, fourth seed.
But the East, I think that the top 4 seeds is gonna be is pretty much locked to be Celtics.
Raptors.
What is it? Celtics,
Raptors,
Sixers, and Bucks. I think.
I don't think the Bucks are gonna make that. They've just lost Jabari Parker.
But then they also got a really good coach in Mike Budenholzer. And they were just Jason Kidd was a pretty bad coach overall.
I don't know if Mike Budenholzer can push them up 4 seeds when they.
And they also got Brook Lopez, remember? And Dante DiVincenzo.
Who's that?
I think it's the championship game MVP.
Oh.
For Villanova, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think they would be the 4th seed. I think maximum 5th, 6th seed.
Yeah, maybe. But what if Giannis has another breakout year though? He becomes the leading MVP candidate. I think that they have a chance of making it top 4.
My MVP pick was you. If I had someone to pick, it's always LeBron. Of course,
but do you think?
Kyrie.
No, do you think LeBron's gonna be the one? I think that's his favorite.
This is his best chance to get it.
Yeah, but he needs to have at least a top 4 seed in order to get MVP. I think.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook won MVP as the 7th.
He needs to get, if he wants to secure it, he needs to get 3rd seed or 2nd seed. Because if he gets such a high seed in the Tough West with subpar help, young help, then that'd be pretty incredible.
I mean, he's already
but the
done
West
it with,
is pretty competitive, so
he's already done it with the Cavs, but he doesn't have a bona fide second All-Star.
But do you guys think the Spurs will make it though?
Of course,
Yeah, definitely.
They were the 7th seed without Kawhi, and they got DeMar DeRozan.
I don't know. I don't think DeMar, if he doesn't play defense, that defense actually went really good to pretty average to terrible.
I mean, they got
worry about their defense because Pop is a great defensive coach. I would worry about their shooting.
I mean, DeMar's a good mid-range shooter.
No, but they lost their 2 best shooters in Kawhi and Danny Green.
Yeah, Kawhi.
Don't even get me started on Danny Green. You know his nickname in China is Bricks. I think shooting bricks or something. Danny Green is absolutely the worst shooter I've seen on the Spurs. He can't even make a 3-pointer anytime.
But I think spacing, pardon my words, will be an issue with this team because
I only really like Danny Green because he's a really good defender. He's probably the 2nd best defender on that team.
They're limited to the mid-range area. Of course, they have Patty Mills and
Marco Bellinelli is a pretty good 3-point shooter.
Who?
Marco Bellinelli.
Oh yeah, they got him back, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think the Spurs, they can be 7 seed, same as this year. 6 seed, 7 seed.
And then they're going to get swept by the Warriors. Actually, the Warriors are going to be first. So they'll probably get bounced by the Rockets. Because, think about it. If they face the Rockets, you put Jonathan Murray on James Harden, who's going to guard Chris Paul?
You gotta hope DeRozan plays defense this season.
Yeah.
And also,
can I say something?
Spurs, they do have great shooting coaches. If you've seen what they've done to Kawhi shooting,
Kawhi college is a terrible shooter. Like, he was probably... People said that he was only a good defender when he was drafted, and then now he's actually pretty solid.
So I think that they can help DeMar shooting, and he works to get better on his shot every single year. He's one of those players that always adds something new to his game, and his 3-point jumper could help him a lot.
But do you feel that motivated, though? Because I think that he's less motivated now he's not on the rack.
Yeah, but hopefully he still tries to win and prove. Hopefully